to the competition. So this is the first year that we have 13 teams that have signed up. So it's the most we've had in the competition's history. So we're very excited about that. So just a reminder, we are going to be recording the presentation just because we know some people might have to leave early. And so we want to make sure that everyone has all the information they need to feel prepared. So my name is Stephanie Stombach. I'm with the child nutrition team here in Augusta, and I'm one of the organizers and planners of the cook-off and have been for many years and really enjoy it and really excited to see what people have planned. So I'll just pass it to Michelle and our other staff to introduce themselves.
I'm Michelle Bisbee. I am also with the state. I am one of the NSLP reviewers, and I am the culinary specialist on the team. I oversee the use of our culinary classroom at the state office, and I've been a part of this competition. I think this will be my seventh or eighth year.
Wow. Yeah, this is our 11th year, I believe. I think last year was number 10, so I've been doing it for many years. Um, Katie, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hey everyone, Katie Mills here. I am the Farm and Sea to School coordinator, so I work with all of you to bring more local food into your school meal program. So it's great to see all of you, so many familiar faces. And this is my third year, so really excited to have so much participation and can't wait to see all of you at the regional and hopefully final cook-off.
Thanks, Katie. Paula, do you want to go?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Paula Netto. I am the admin in the Child Nutrition Office. My role with the cook-off is getting the website updated, getting certificates taken care of, plaques ordered. Typically, I'll be the one holding the camera at all the competitions. Unfortunately, this year I will not be at any of the competitions. I'm having surgery next month, so I'm going to be on a medical leave. So it'll all be good. I hope you all have a great time, and it's usually a fun time. And this was, I think, my fourth year involved. So good luck, everybody.
Thanks, Paula. And you'll be there in spirit. Jane, and last but not least, we have Jane.
Hi, hi everybody. Jane McLucas here. I'm the director of child nutrition. I'm just here to check it out and see what's going on.
Awesome. Thanks, Jane. I know everyone did introductions, but does anyone want to share how many years they've done the cook-off? Or even if this is your first year, if you want to, kudos to you for signing up.
I'll go first. This is my first year doing the cook-off. I've been with the district about a year and a half. So I didn't even know about the cook-off. My boss kind of pushed it on my desk and I said I'd love to be a part of it. I come from a cooking background, so it's very interesting to go from high volume and like what I used to do to cooking for kids. Completely different, but it's been fun and I'm looking forward to being part of the competition. So
yeah, we're so glad to have you.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share how many years they've?
Go ahead. This is my second year, and my boss also made me do this. You know she's lying. I didn't twist her arm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have two grandkids, so I did it with the granddaughter last year, so I have to do it with my grandson this year.
Nice.
Awesome.
So sweet. This is my second year doing it. And then I just completed my first year of as a director here for the district. So
great. And David's team is the defending champ from last year. So no pressure.
yeah, I have the same kid doing it with Andre's doing it with me again this year. So
great.
Everybody's going to be gunning for you.
It's so fun. I definitely enjoy it. I like the cooking competition things.
Great. Glad to have you both again. All right. So we set up this meeting to just go over the rules and guidelines, and for a chance for the teams to ask any questions you might have. So I was going to kick us off by sharing information on the regional competitions and the finals and what that would look like. So we are going to have four regional competitions this year. We're going to have a north, a south, an east, and a west. Um, and this is hot off the press, so we just confirmed the dates as of this afternoon. So what I'm going to do is go through each location and which teams will be placed in the different locations. So the first one is going to be held on March 17th at Hamden Academy. So we're excited to have them host. So the teams that will be at Hamden Academy are RSU 19, so that's Nokomis, and RSU 22,
Yeah, which is me.
which is, yep. um, and next we have, our next one will be on March 18th, and that will be at Presque Isle High School. So this is our Northern Maine team, or Northern Maine regional competition. And so we have four teams joining us here. We have Easton, RSU 33, Madawaska, and RSU 79 in Presque Isle. So that will be held on March 18th. And also we will send out all these details in an email as well. So everyone has all of the information. Then March 20th, our Southern Maine competition will be held at Westbrook High School. And the teams that will be joining are RSU 60, so that's Noble High School, Noble area, RSU 23, Old Orchard Beach, and Westbrook. So we have three teams there. And then our last one will be held on March 25th at Connors Elementary in Lewiston. So this is our western region. So we have RSU 17, Oxford Hills School District, Lewiston, Lisbon, and RSU 52, which is Turner Leeds Green School District.
Yes, Kurt gets to go back to his old stomping ground for his competition.
So what time are the competitions, Steph?
We are still confirming those. So we will let you know once we send the email out with all the details, but still nailing that down because we want to be keep in mind people's schedule, and if especially with hosting at a school location, taking into account lunch times and everything. So more details will be coming out on the time for that. But just wanted to share the dates with everyone, so you knew when to expect your regional competition. So the top winner from each regional will advance to the finals, and we have that scheduled for April 14th. The location is still to be determined, and we kind of have a unique, I shouldn't say problem, but usually we have our finals in our culinary classroom in Augusta, but with having four competitions and four teams, we need to find a bigger location. So we are going to be looking at the Bangor area for a halfway point between the Northern Maine schools and Southern Maine. So we will again share more information once we have it. Does anyone have any questions about anything so far? Okay. And if you think of anything, feel free to ask. So next, I'm going to hand it over to Michelle to talk about the recipe part of the competition.
So, big bullet point here. Recipes are due February 13th. Whether you email them to me, Stephanie, or Katie, we will make sure they all get to the right folder. But the due date for your recipes is February 13th. A couple of adjustments that we've made this year is you are not required to create some brand new elaborate recipe. If you have a favorite recipe from your school that your kids absolutely love and that's what you want to use, you are more than welcome to do that. If seen this recipe on healthyschoolmeals.com that you really want to give it a try, you are more than welcome to do that. Um, we want to make sure, that to keep competitors in this competition, they don't feel burdened, and sometimes trying to create something brand new out of thin air can feel very overwhelming. Um, One thing I do want to share with you, and we will send this out in an email as well, is if you are using your own recipe and it is a handwritten recipe, we are going to ask that you type it up. I don't know if, can you guys see my screen or no? Wait, hold on. I think I'm sharing it now. Can you guys all see that?
Yes.
All right, so this is our recipe template that we offer. If you are using a recipe that you have this kind of handwritten, things like that, we're going to ask that you put it into this template. If you have an already typed recipe or one that comes from, let's say, healthyschoolrecipes.com, you are more than welcome to submit it as is. The only other reason we would absolutely require you to use this template is if you are looking for the bonus points for costing out, and if your recipe costs under a certain dollar amount, which I believe is in the rules. I don't know, Stephanie, are you going into details about that today or no?
No, I was just kind of do like high level
Okay. So when
points.
you read the rules and outlines and scoring and things like that, you'll see that there are bonus points available, one of which is having your meal cost a certain amount so that it's beneficial to serving in the school nutrition programs. If you are going for those bonus points, we are going to ask that you use this template.
Okay.
And like I said, with all of the information that we'll be sending out with your specific date for your cook-off, we'll include this in there as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. That is actually the first time I've shared my screen in Zoom, so I'm glad I didn't mess anything up. If you have any questions about the recipes, if you want to have me look it over before you officially submit, you're more than welcome to ask me, and I'll let you know what I think. Is anybody doing any kind of in-house voting with their students or anything like that to choose the recipes that will be used for the cook-off? If so, we would absolutely love to hear about it.
We're doing one that's just a regular favorite of our kids for breakfast. So it just one of those like they every time they see it on the breakfast, they're like, yeah, we got it. Or, just one of those that so it's like, okay, well, we know the kids like it and it's something that it's easy to put together and it's, from a busy school standpoint, it's easy to produce and the kids love it. So that's kind of why I'm going that route.
Anybody else have any fun things they want to share about the recipes they're considering?
The recipe has to be for 50, right? That's what the serving is.
So the one that you submit to us for review, because we also, Katie works really hard putting together a cookbook
Yep,
based off all the recipes.
yeah, I looked it up.
Yep. So we ask that you submit it in the size of 50 for for the cookbook purposes. Please do not plan on making 50 servings the day of competition, though. We
Is that
do
just
not
three,
want that.
right? Just three?
I believe it's still 3.
Okay, yeah.
And it's still the same setup, like use the same, I mean, the main item plus 3 local ingredients along with it.
Local ingredients, USDA foods is always a good thing that you actually can
Cool.
get scoring. Katie will go over scoring in a little bit. But yes, we encourage the use of local ingredients and USDA foods to keep the cost down.
But last year it was mandatory that you use local foods, right? It was like you had to have your main ingredient that you guys said plus 3 local foods attached to it along with it, correct? Something like that, if I remember.
Stephanie, you want to
Yeah,
comment
it's each meal, breakfast and lunch, you would need to offer, sorry, not offer. It would be 3 like review brain.
Right.
3 local ingredients and 1 USDA food.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And that's not including the challenge food, correct? So it's in addition to the challenge food.
That includes the challenge ingredient.
Includes
Oh, that
A
so-
3 local would include the
would
challenge.
include the, okay, so you need, so say
two
blueberries.
additional
and two
local.
more.
Mm.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, cool. Thank you.
And make sure when you are submitting your recipes that you notate which ones are local and USDA foods in those. Because we do review that ahead of time just so we're not bothering you with too many questions on the day of competition, because I know nerves can be a factor that day. We will pop in and chat and maybe ask a couple questions, but things like that we try to get done ahead of time. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass over to Katie to go over ingredients and judging.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. So as hopefully all of you know, we have 2 challenge ingredients, one for our breakfast meal and then one for our lunch meal. So for breakfast, we have Maine wild blueberries. And then for lunch, we are going to have local ground beef. Those items will be provided to you day of for your regional competition and then also the final competition. And then for judging, we always have 3 judges that judge our competitions. It's usually a student from the area, a local chef, and then a nutrition director. So you provide 3 plates for them to sample for each meal, so 6 plates total. And I can talk a little bit about judging and scoring. So each meal, so breakfast and lunch, will be judged separately. And then your final score, which will be cumulative based on those 2, will decide the winner for that region and for the finals. So each meal will be judged on 7 categories. So the creative use of the challenge ingredient on a scale of 1 to 5, presentation and appearance, taste and flavor, feasibility in a school kitchen, food safety and sanitation, teamwork and division of work, and then time management. So those are kind of like the baseline score. But then in addition, we have bonus points and we have some things that will deduct points if it's not part of your meal. So for bonus points, we have 5 points that you'll get if you test your recipe ahead of time and provide a video to us. I cannot emphasize this enough. This has many times been the deciding factor on who wins the competition. So we really encourage you try and test it beforehand and get us a video. It really can make kind of all the difference. You can also get a bonus 5 points if you cost out your meal. And it is under a certain amount. So for lunch, it looks like it's $2.80. And then for breakfast, it is $1.50. So if you cost out your meal and it's less than that, you'll get 5 bonus points. And then you can get 2 bonus points if your team partner is a student. So in the past, it used to be required that a student would participate, but now we just really encourage it. So if you do have a student, you get 2 bonus points. So that's awesome. As far as deductions go, we were kind of talking about, USDA foods and the local foods. So if you are missing a local food, so 3 local foods, including the challenge ingredient, are required, you get 3 points deducted from your final score. For if you're missing a USDA food item, which is also required, you'll have 5 points deducted. If you're missing a meal component other than milk, you'll also be deducted 5 points. If you're not plated in time, you'll lose 5 points. And then if you have a pre-made item brought to the competition, so all prep must be completed on site. So like if you're have already prepared your meal and you're just going to heat it up, we would deduct 5 points. All of these are in the rules, but we just like to let people know up front that you will have points deducted if you're missing any of these. So yeah, that's basically how it's done. And yeah, each judge will score each plate using this, and then we will have an overall winner with the combined score. I think that's pretty much covers judging. Does anyone have any questions about that so far?
I'm assuming ground beef will be defrosted.
Yes.
Okay. Just asking, just for, inquiring minds.
Absolutely.
That would be an evil plot twist if we showed
That
up
would
with
be,
frozen
yeah,
ground.
I've seen too many cooking shows. And then
Good question. Good
it's
question.
like I don't want to have to emergency thaw something under running water if I don't have to.
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, no, it will be in ready to use format.
Okay, perfect. And then when you do plating, do you do it like on the kids' trays, or do you like do actual plates, or what do you do?
Good question. So you're going to be providing whatever plate it is. So
Okay.
some people use a tray, some people do a plate, some people do like a boat. It really is up to you. And yeah, the plating does matter for scoring. So you can get creative, or you can use the tray as you would. That would
Okay.
kind of play into the feasibility of it in school lunch.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just curious of it.
Yeah. No, great question. Awesome. Yeah. And Stephanie just put in the chat where the scoring sheets and rules can be found if you want to kind of reference that. If there are no more questions, I will kick it back to Michelle to talk about the schedule for day up.
So, as Stephanie said, we are working on nailing down actual times for the regional competitions. We really try to work with not only, our competitors, but the host schools as well, being considerate of their lunch service time, things like that. And as soon as we have that information, and I also gather information about what equipment is available for use in the kitchens, how many ovens, how many burners they have, do they have robocoups, do they have stand mixers, just to let you guys know. In the past, some people have come with their own little hot plate or induction burner, or their own mixer, their own robocoup. But we try to let you know everything that they have available to you, so that if you do have some kind of specialty equipment you want to bring with you, you can. But know that you don't have to carry a ton of stuff with you if they already have it in their kitchen. So I try to provide you with all of that information ahead of time. And the other thing that you will also be given the day that you arrive to competition is, if you are one of the first, I believe it was 12 teams we advertised, to sign up, you will receive your knife kit. So, 4, 8, so one team will not be getting one because we have 13 signed up. Sorry, it happens. But we do look at it in order of registration on our Microsoft form that we asked everyone to fill out. Just so you guys know. But you will get those the day of competition. Does anybody have any specific questions about day of competition, arrival, agenda, how it all is laid out?
Going back to the knife kit.
Yeah.
Is it one per
One per team.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
And you're not supposed to bring your own knives, or you're
You absolutely can. I do also include that in information about what's available.
okay.
If they, I try to get as much information from the host schools. Like, do you have chef knives? Do you have serrated knives? Do you have paring knives?
Yeah, I'll probably just bring my chef just because
That's
I'm weird
absolutely fine too.
about knives.
If you have a favorite knife, bring your favorite knife. We're good with that. We've had schools in the past bring little mini waffle makers. Longtime competitor RSU 54, that's Skowhegan. I get the number. Gina, she competed with us for years. I swear to God, she would bring half her kitchen with her just in case. She competed with her son. They were lovely to have over the years, and he used to give her such a hard time for bringing as much stuff as she did. And he even hit it on her in our storage room one year because she had so much stuff. But yeah, I try to provide you with as much information as I possibly can leading into it. Day of competition, we will ask that you arrive a little bit early. This will all be laid out in a timeline. First round of cooking we do is an hour long. You are to prepare your breakfast, and you can start working on your lunch item as well. We then do a round of judging, and then we return to the kitchens for a half an hour to complete your lunch item, and then we judge that. So in total time, you have an hour and a half of cooking time. So one thing you'll want to make sure you try to plan is that your lunch meal is in a good holding place during judging time because work cannot be performed on it at that time.
Yep.
But other than that, if you guys have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. And also on day of competition, because we do reimburse, I don't remember it off to how much up to how much, Stephanie?
I think it's 100.
Yeah, I believe that's $100. I just didn't want to say it and be wrong, but that was the number that was in my head. If your school wishes that you put in for reimbursement for supplies, you would submit that to me on the day of competition. So make sure you would want to make sure you have receipts and everything for all of that. And if there's no questions on any of that, I'm going to turn it back over to Stephanie.
All right, thanks, Michelle. So some other day of reminders, just to keep in mind, is our office puts out a media advisory because we do want to showcase all the great things happening and the recipes with local ingredients. So just be aware that there's the possibility that media might show up, whether it's TV or local newspaper. I know at Madawaska we had, I think it was it a school newspaper or student show up and cover the event. So just wanted to give people a heads up about that.
I don't remember that. No.
Oh,
Do you want to share more about that, Melanie?
We had both WAGM, the local news, and then the school news come and they did ours last year.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's great. So if you want to invite like your local, if you have a district or school news, that it would be awesome to have them cover it as well. And then some other day of reminders, just to be sure to arrive early, so that you don't feel rushed and that you're settled in before we get started. I know sometimes nerves are kind of high on the day of, so give yourself plenty of time to settle in. And then let's see. Aside from the challenge ingredients, you'll be bringing all of your food and ingredients on the day of the competition, and will be responsible for cleaning your own, equipment and plates and such. So just wanted to share that information. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we've discussed so far? All right. All right. Well, thanks everyone who joined. And we'll make sure to get the recording out to everyone just in case if members of your team were not able to join. But again, feel free to reach out to us in the meantime if you have any questions. We'll be sending out more details with times for everyone, so be on the lookout for those. And really excited to see you guys in March and see what everyone has planned. So I know it's gonna be really great. So looking forward to that, and have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you.